On our last episode, it didn't really look good for the FDM. Even after all the adjustments and got the car aligned, the car was still not countersteering on the driver's side. It really did look hopeless because it still has the wounds from Rockford Speedway. But on this episode, we're gonna finally end this saga and FDM will come back. Episode 8, the FDM returns. The last time you guys saw the FDM, it was on a trailer at my buddy's house. But unfortunately, all the footages I had prior working on the car, other than these past couple of days, been deleted on my phone. I use my phone to record all of my videos, and when I max them out, I transfer over to my laptop. Somewhere in that transfer process, I've confused one of my files thinking they were a saved copy. When I deleted them, it was too late and I realized that those were the original copies. Those were the copies that had all the footages of me working on the drift car and figuring out what was wrong. But what is done is done. It was my mistake and I should have been more careful. Stuff like this does tend to happen and I hopefully can avoid it in the future. So this is what we found out when we lifted up the drift car. Oh my god. For everyone who's not understanding what's happening, the ball joint should not be moving like that. That's what connects the knuckle to the control arm. And for any kind of steering component, you want it to be tight because any kind of play or looseness would dramatically affect the steering and almost give you no steering in a sense. That must have still been damaged since Rockford Speedway. After the hit, the placement of that ball joint mount must have squeezed a little bit tighter off clearance, which popped out the ball joint, but not enough for it to be completely disassembled. Which makes sense why that was damaged because the hit was on the driver's side and the bushings for the control arm was also squished. This explains why the driver's side doesn't countersteer and why I was having so much trouble. You want the steering components to be tightened down where they're supposed to help give you perfect countersteer. I was drifting with that ball joint being like that this whole entire time since last August. I could have avoided all the efforts if I just paid attention more to the damaged part. It is June 4th, 2021. Since we know the ball joint was the problem, it's time to replace it. And I asked my buddy Nick if he could help me. Nick's the type of guy that like to do it the right way, while I like to do it not the right way. And if I'm honest, you want someone like Nick to be helping with your car. Did I also mention that he loves muscle car? Thank you, Nick! He's a big Mopar guy. Man, that's a sweet ride. With the new arm ready to go with the new ball joint, I just did a simple oil change and installed the new windows that Tim gave me as a gift. We're just gonna take it nice and easy. I'm not gonna do a full engine, I'm just gonna do the donut test, and we'll know right away if it's fixed or not. Drive it in.
Words cannot describe how I'm feeling right now. Over the months of after the accident of Rockford Speedway and thinking that was it for the chat seat, that's it for my FDM. But I knew I didn't want to give up. But I didn't want to take the easy route either and just try to replace things just for the sake of it. I always try to do better by using what I have and try to get away with as much as I can, because in reality, that's what you gotta do to survive. In a sport like this, where things get very expensive very quickly, and sometimes your passion starts to run out because of the chore and the expense of the sport, I don't want to fall for that. I did that in the past with the original FDM, putting lots of expensive parts thinking that's the whole build. But in reality, I was never happy with that. But with this current FDM, the way we use the grassroots techniques on it, and not only that, I've learned so much from this way. And I don't want to ever change that.
I am so proud of myself that I never gave up. That is the energy that we all need. Just because something looks hard now, or maybe in the future, doesn't mean you should give up hope. Because we all know that the result is so worth it in the end. With the FDM all fixed up and healed its wounds from Rockford Speedway, I could finally continue on with my adventure, my drift journey. And who knows what could happen, but I know you guys will be with me. This is Cho FDM, signing out.